Good morning, students. Today we are going to read another very important topic in the subject of chemistry O levels, and that is periodic table. And in periodic table, first we are going to read the periodic trends. So concentrate yourself. Here is the periodic table, in which this first column will be alkali metals. Number 2 column will be alkaline earth metals, and this central portion will be transition metals. Here second last column will be halogens, and the last one will be noble gases. So this was a general overview of the periodic table, and now we are going to read. The elements in the periodic table are arranged by increasing proton number. So this is the first point which you have to remember and learn, that elements in the periodic table are arranged with respect to increasing proton number. So if you can see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So elements are arranged in respect of increasing proton numbers. This is the first very important point which you have to understand and learn. Next, the horizontal rows of the elements are called periods. So these are the horizontal rows. So these are called periods. The period number indicates the number of the electron shells in the atoms of an element. So this is very important point. Whatever the number of the group is, so the atoms will have the same number of electron shells in that atom of an element. All atoms of elements in the same period have the same number of the electron shells. So in the same horizontal row, every atom of the elements will have the same number of the electron shells. So this is very simple thing, students. The horizontal rows of the elements are called periods. The period number indicates the number of the electron shells in the atoms of the elements. So this is the point which you have to remember. Whatever the number of the period is, same number of the electron shells will be there in the atoms of the elements. So next important point is, the vertical columns of the elements are called groups. So these are the vertical columns. So look now. These are the vertical columns. So these are called groups. There are 8 groups in the table. So look now again. Here are 8 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there are 8 groups in the periodic table. The group number indicates, so this is a very important point, the group number indicates the number of the valence electrons in the atoms of an element. So whatever the number of the group is, the atoms of the elements will have the same number of the valence electrons. So in group 1, the atoms will have one valence electron. In group 2, the atoms will have 2 valence electrons. In group 7, the atoms will have 7 valence electrons, and respective number of the valence electrons will be there in the groups. All atoms of the elements in the same group have the same number of the valence electrons. So if the atoms are in the group 2, all will have 2 valence electrons. If the atoms are there in group 3, all the atoms in the group 3 will have 3 valence electrons, and up to so on. All the elements in a group have similar properties. They are chemical families. So this is another important point. If the elements are in the same group, they will have the similar properties because they have become a chemical family. Okay, the next topic which we are going to read in this lecture is periodic trends. Moving across a period of the periodic table from left to right, so periods are horizontal rows. So if we move from left to right in a period, we see a gradual increase in the number of the valence electrons. So definitely, because the if we move across the period, you can see here, if we move across the period, this will be group 1. So one valence electron will be there, two valence electrons will be there, three valence electrons will be there, four valence electrons will be there, and up to so on. So if we move along a period from left to right, there will be gradual increase in the number of the valence electrons from 1 to 8. A change from metallic to non-metallic elements. So this will be the second change. Elements with few valence electrons tend to lose electrons to form positive ions. So this is another very important point which you have to remember. Elements with few valence electrons. For example, in group 1 and 2, the elements will have only one or two valence electrons, so they will tend to lose the valence electrons to form positive ions, that is, show metallic character. And elements from groups having smaller numbers tend to be metallic. So this is the point to remember. Example is here. Group 1 elements with one valence electrons each are metals, and group 2 elements with two valence electrons each are metals. Okay, on the other hand, elements with a larger number of the valence electrons tend to gain electrons to form negative ions, that is, show non-metallic character. So for example, in group 5, 6, 7, because they are having 5, 6 or 7 valence electrons in their outermost shell, so they will try to gain electrons and will show non-metallic character. Elements from group having bigger numbers tend to be non-metallic. So look now, here are some examples. Group 6 elements with 6 valence electrons are non-metals. Group 7 elements with 7 valence electrons are non-metals. Group 0 elements with 8 valence electrons are non-metals. Okay, figure 8.1. Here is 8.1 figure. Summarizes the general trends in the properties of the elements across a period and in a group. So look now, if we move from left to right in a period or from lower to upper in a group, increase in electronegativity will be there. So you have to remember these points. These I have put in a very precise form. So each and every point is very important. So if you move from left to right in a period or from lower to upper in a group, increase in the electronegativity will be there. Non-metallic character will increase. Ease of the formation of the negative ions will be increased. So increase in electronegativity, increase in non-metallic character, and increase in ease of the formation of the negative ions. Okay, here is another figure, 8.2. So if you move from right to left in a period or from upper to lower in a group, increase in atomic radius will be there, increase in metallic character will be there, ease of the formation of the positive ions will be there. So these are the very reverse properties of this one. So if you have learned this, these will be the reverse of these properties, because in these properties you will move from up to low and from right to left. So these are the properties. The chemical properties of an element are determined by the number of the electrons in the outermost shell. So this is another very important point, that the valence electrons actually determine the chemical properties. All elements that belong to same group have similar chemical properties. So if the elements are in the same group, for example in group 1, all will have same chemical properties. But when you go from 1 to 2, now in group 2, all elements in group 2 will have same chemical properties and up to so on. All elements that belong to the same group have similar chemical properties because they have the same number of the valence electrons. All the elements in the same group lose or gain the same number of the electrons. So because they are belonging to the same group, if one element is gaining or losing particular number of the electrons, so in that group all elements will follow the same rule. So this is the simple thing, they will have the same chemical properties. Okay, metallic elements from group 1, 2 and 3 lose the number of the electrons equivalent to the group number to form ions. So if they are in group 1, they will lose, all elements in the group 1 will lose 1 valence electron. All the elements in group 2 will lose 2 electrons. All the elements in group 3 will lose 3 electrons to form the ions with a charge of the magnitude equal to the group number. So in group 1, all the elements will lose 1 electron to form a charge. The charge will be plus 1 and up to so on. So look, now here are examples. Each sodium atom loses 1 electron to form Na plus because that is losing 1 electron. So that's why 1 plus charge will be there. Magnesium is losing 2 electrons, so 2 plus will be charged. Aluminium atom loses 3 electrons, so that's why 3 plus will be the charge on the ions. Okay, on the other hand, non-metallic elements from group 5, 6 and 7 gain the number of the electrons equivalent to the group number to form ions with a charge of the magnitude equal to the group number. So group 5 elements will gain 3 electrons to form 3 plus charge. Group 6 elements will gain 2 electrons and the ions will have 2 plus charge, 2 minus charge. And group 7 elements will gain 1 electron and all the ions in the group 7 will have 1 minus charge. So look now. Each chlorine atom gain 1 electron to form Cl minus ion. Each O atoms gain 2 electrons to form O2 minus ion. And each N atom gain 3 electrons to form N3 minus ion. So this was the lecture, students. Read this lecture again very carefully, understand it and learn it and make your notes. Thank you so much.